Bang bang. Bang 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 bang. Bang bang. Bang bang. Bruh. Alright, so we're both coming on. Are we both saying hey what's up at the same time? So are we saying both at the same time?
Yeah, we're gonna say hey what's up you guys, welcome to Shaping the Culture. Okay.
Alright.
1, 2, 3. Hey, what's up you guys? Welcome to Shaping the Culture.
First episode, it was really dope.
It's lit.
We're gonna do that over again.
Yeah, we are. You want me to say hey what's up guys? Instead of
you can say hey what's up you guys.
Okay.
Okay. Alright, cool. 1, 2, 3.
Hey, what's up you guys? Well,
dang, cuz you.
Hey, what's up you guys?
Welcome to Shaping. Whoa. So this episode is our first episode. It was really dope. What did we talked about Christians and
bro, we talked about Christians making baby making music, which is the dub, but y'all gonna find out our thoughts.
Yeah.
We also talked about what else did we talk about? Oh, we X-rayed the song by Skylar Grey.
Yeah, everything I need, everything I need. It's titled
from Aquaman. So we talked about that, talked about the lyrics, and then we gave y'all the word of the week to take home and meditate on in your spirit.
Yeah. In your spirit. Baby girl.
Baby girl. Meditate.
In your spirit. So How You Feel basically is a segment where me and Malaika, my co-host, we discuss how we feel about certain topics, hot button issues that's going on within the culture that relate to, would you say relate to the Christian community or just in community in general? Community
in general, but like, I don't know, topics that we discuss as Christians. Yeah. Like, how do we actually feel about that as believers?
Yeah, because a lot of stuff they don't discuss in the churches. So we're trying to make a habit of bringing the conversation that should be in the church outside of church with this show, Shaping the Culture. So this week on How You Feel is the topic of Christians making baby making music, bro. So how we stumbled on this topic, I was scrolling Instagram on the stories, whatever, and the Shade Room pops up.
You know the Shade Room is good for. The Shade Room is good for.
A lot of humor.
a lot of humor. Ratchet, like pop culture news. Like,
yeah.
Shade Room is good for.
And I'm on there, and then I see David and Tamela Mann with their new album cover, and it talks about that they're making baby making music, that they want to make music that they're making music for Christians to make love to.
That's what they say.
And this is, we're going to talk about this in the discussion, why the title kind of threw us off. But how do you feel about Christians making baby making music?
Okay, before we delve into that.
Yeah, we listened to the album.
We listened to the album. We definitely did research. Me and Drew have a whole like text thread on like how we actually feel about this.
Should we put this in the video?
If we we should like have our screenshots. If we don't, it's because we're lazy bums. But it's okay. If we do, then you'll see what we're talking about. Pretty much. You saw it first, right? So Drew brought the topic to me, and I had seen like the album was coming out. But at first I wasn't gonna listen to it because I was like, nah, it's a dub. Like I don't think I want to.
Exactly. My exact reaction.
I don't think I want to listen to it. But I listened to the whole thing, and pretty much we came to the conclusion that it's not that deep. But we feel like it's not that deep for like the demographic that we are. So like it wasn't something that spoke to me in that kind of way. And I'm not married or anything like that. So it wasn't like I was trying to find something to vibe to. But it still was not it like it wasn't that it definitely wasn't.
You can't get no today. You know what I'm saying? No. you can't get no today.
Nah, it was not that. It was something cute, something like
look, like the first 2 songs were a vibe. I give you that. The first two or three songs was a vibe. She listened to the whole album all the way through. I listened to like 2 or 3 songs. No, I take that back. I listened to like maybe 4 or 5, like on our drive home. It was a little vibe.
It's a little vibe.
But the reason why I'm like not at odds, but like kind of like nah, bro, I can't feel it, is because we grew up. Like if y'all don't know who David and Tamela Mann are, they were part of Kirk Franklin and the Family. Like melodies from hell. they was on that project.
Now Behold the
Lamb. All that. And the thing that trips me up is the fact that how can you go from Now Behold the Lamb to talking about some I love you, and it's like really personal, whatever like that. And I was joking with her, like in the text messages, I was like, if I'm listening to this, I'm gonna be thinking about her high notes on Now Behold the Lamb. And it's just like, it's not a vibe. Like I don't want you supposed to lead me into worship. Right. You're supposed to lead me to the bedroom. Right. You know what I'm saying? So that was my kind of take on it. It was just like what is this?
Yeah, the thing with David and Tamela is like know. I feel like it was, like you said, it was cute. It's cute. Little something that you put on, you hold hands together. We was talking about that.
Yeah.
Right. You take Shorty in a car. You feel me?
Olive Garden.
To Olive Garden. You know, you be riding around. Yeah. But other than that, yeah, I agree. I feel like they should have just left it at like a gospel, or not gospel, but like a Christian love album, but not like specifically an album to make love to. I feel like that was like, it just gives you a certain image.
Yeah, and that's what I was telling her. I'm like, that's if they didn't say, if it was just a regular R&B album or whatever, because it's not the problem that Christians are trying to make, you know, R&B music and step out of lane, because I don't think everything has to lead you into worship. But the whole thing is that they said it was an album to make love to.
That's high standards. That's high
up here, and it's just like
even for those dreaming, even for everybody that's single out there, everybody know they got their list.
And it's just like it's like for the culture, like we don't want to hear David and Taylor Man for the culture. No. Jones want to hear Chris Brown and Trey Songz. I'm not playing no Chris Brown.
I'm not playing no Trey Songz.
But I'm just saying that's what the culture is playing. So it's just like your favorite artist. You want to hear your favorite artist. You want to hear your favorite gospel artist. Yeah. So you wouldn't listen to this at all. No. It's not a vibe. It's a dub.
No, it's a dub. It's definitely like me and Babe. We cute. We got the kids in the back. Yeah. Going to the park.
Play with the kids in the car. Okay.
The kids are in the car. The kids are in the car on this album. Like you ain't gotta hide nothing. You know, whatever. I think musically, like, it was good. I feel like the production was good. They sound good. Like a couple of those songs are really, it really is a chill vibe. But like, it's only one song on there I really do not like. Like I just really don't like. But also, like we said before, the album I feel like was not really made for our demographic either, because
they had said it was for 35 and 50-year-olds or something like that, like up in their age, and we're like in our 20s, like. No. It's not a vibe. So do you think it's wrong for Christians to be like Christian singers? Because we had this conversation at My Pizza when we were talking about the Dietrich Haddon versus
somebody get your boy Dietrich.
The Dietrich Haddon versus the you know what I'm saying, versus David and Tamla Mann. Right. Dietrich Haddon's older than us. We're in our 20s, but he's not as old as David and Tamla Mann. So would it be more appropriate for Dietrich Haddon to make some music, which was completely appropriate? I tell you this now, it was completely
terribly inappropriate. Do not listen to it, and definitely don't listen to it and look at the lyrics at the same time.
Yeah, it was kind of
horrible. It'll ruin your day. It'll ruin your life.
It was kind of nasty. So, but the difference between, like, would you approve Dietrich Haddon or would you approve David Tamla Mann?
Okay, so here's my thing, and I think this is what the whole David and Tamla Mann thing sparked was should Christians make baby making music? Pretty much that's what we got out of when we heard that album and we saw the thing on the Shade Room. We were just like, okay, this is a topic of discussion, and I've heard like other believers talk about this before, but I personally feel as though as Christians, like, I can't say that you're not supposed to, because obviously, you know, if we're being completely honest, sex is something that comes from God. You know what I'm saying? That's God's blueprint for us as married couples, of course, as married couples. But I feel like knowing that, I feel like there should be room for romance albums. You know what I'm saying? Me and my parents were actually talking about this, and we were talking about Fred Hammond. He's really good at making romantic albums, like romance albums. Yeah, but not in a way. He never says like this is. He never says like this is like baby making music, or like this is a album to me. He never states it like that.
Side, you listen to Fred Hammond songs.
First of all,
and they were romance songs.
First of all, he actually has albums.
How was Shout Unto God?
Newer albums.
Newer albums,
yes,
like
for real.
In their romance. This is new to me.
He has I think he has 2.
This is new to me. Are you serious?
And they're actually really good, like low key.
So Fred Hammond needs to stop it too. Hold on now.
No, Fred Hammond is the one that should continue.
No, Fred Hammond needs to stop it too. No, he's about as old as both of them. Nah, I didn't know.
But I don't think it's an age thing. I don't think it's like, okay, you know, you're a certain age or like whatever. I think if you're a believer and you're gonna make like an R&B style album or an album that's gonna like spark romance, I feel like that's okay, but just don't give it the label like to make love to, because when you say that, people already got an image. Like people be thinking about, like we said, Chris Brown, Trey Songz, Eric Usher, stuff like that. So when you put that like label on it, it sounds weird if it's coming from somebody that's a worshiper. And if you're going to try to break that and, you know, do something outside the box, but you gotta like know what you're doing. Like, And I don't know, I feel like it just shouldn't be forced. Like, trying to make it sound sexual is not the key. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think that's what separates our music from the world anyway. It's like there's a specific agenda. And so for us, if it's a specific agenda but within like godly terms, I feel like it should just focus on the vibe. Like, just focus on the mood. Make sure the beat is smooth, stuff like that. But I don't know. I feel like trying to like pulling a Dietrich Haddon is just like, no, like, he is canceled.
Yeah, it was a little.
And if y'all don't know what we're talking about, maybe we'll discuss it another time or something like that. Because I don't know. Like, just look up. Freaky. Well, don't look it up. But don't look it up. If you happen to look it up, I'm not telling you should. And I don't think Drew is either. Nope. But if you happen to look it up, what's the name of it called? It's something his Christmas.
Just type in Dietrich Haddon baby making music or something like that.
No, don't Google that. Type in Dietrich Haddon Christmas music.
What was it? Christmas love song or whatever.
Like
Dietrich Haddon Christmas love song. Yeah, don't type in no baby music.
Nah, because we ain't gonna be.
Yeah,
we ain't
I'm not responsible.
For what
I'm not gonna be at the hospital. No. You know what I'm saying? Like,
we're not responsible for what comes up.
So.
But yeah, so that's my take on it.
So. Vibe or no vibe?
David and Tamla Man was a park day with the kids and the husband.
Park? I'm thinking of Ride to Olive Garden. You thinking of park? You thinking daytime? So it's
like daytime.
So she's saying it's that way.
It's not whack.
It's that way. They gotta stay in the daytime.
No, it's not whack. It's just the vibe to me was just like, it's a cute little date album. I'll put it like that. Even if it's at night, it's like early night. It's not like what you do in big head hours. You know what I'm saying? It's like, hey, you up? It's not like them hours. It's like, 6 o'clock, dropped her off at home, going home, get ready for church in the morning.
Get ready for church in the morning.
Yeah, it's like one of those kind of albums.
Man.
So I'm not saying it was whack, it's just not, it shouldn't have that label on it. And then as far as like, should Christians make baby making music? I just feel like, just follow your spirit.
Yeah, follow your spirit.
What were your ending thoughts on the whole David and Tamla Man situation?
So I thought the music was a vibe, but I necessarily wouldn't play it in my bedroom with my shorty. And then if I was playing it, it'd be on the ride to Olive Garden or going home. It wouldn't be any other place.
Wait, let me interject. This man is single, man of God. Yeah. He's single. He already giving y'all hints. Y'all going to Olive Garden. So if you like Olive Garden, you're saved.
P.F. Chang's too.
And P.F. Chang's. He got taste.
She's trying to get me a woman right now.
I really am, because I need a sister-in-law.
Nah, but it was a vibe. I wouldn't necessarily play it, and I'm not necessarily against Christians making, music outside of praise and worship. So I definitely applaud their efforts. But if they would have just kept the whole "For Christians to Make Love To" title out of that, it would have been better for me. But because they said that, it kind of ruined it and put them in a lane. Good music, to ride to or whatever, but it takes your mind to immediately to, would I play this in the bedroom?
Right.
And it's like, nah. So if you guys have any questions, topics for us to talk about, that you want us to talk about, that you want to hear I or Malaika's thoughts on, feel free to email us.
We almost forgot it.
So the next segment is an X-ray segment where we're going to be dissecting some of, maybe not your favorite song lyrics, but song lyrics that just pop up to us, whether we're just listening, whether we're jogging, working out, whatever, songs that come out new. Mainly, we're not going to try to do anything old, right? We're just going to try to stick to some new stuff that comes out.
I mean, it could be, it's just songs that are bops. Like, it could be your favorite song, or it could be something that we might have, you might be listening to and never really realize what the song is about till you're actually listening to it. So just anything that we feel like, you know what, we should dissect those lyrics a little bit.
So that's like my heart too. Like, I always push listening to the right type of music. You can listen to different genres, but you always want to make sure that you're meditating on the right thing. So with this segment, we're just going to try to make sure lead you guys into that direction, that you're meditating on the right thing and listen to what these artists are saying. Right. So this song this week is from the Aquaman movie. Have you seen Aquaman?
I've not seen Aquaman yet. Yeah. Don't judge me if you've seen it. Don't put no spoilers. I'm pretty sure my boyfriend's gonna,
it's fine.
Take us to go see it. Is it Marvel?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
It's Marvel. I don't know the difference. So
I just learned the differences. Yeah, don't come for me
because I don't know the difference. I just know it's comic books and stuff. So if it's action figures, not dolls, I get that. But you know what I'm saying. So, but yeah, I heard it came on at the end of the movie. And I was like, yo, what is this? And I'm with JD at the time. And I'm like, yo, Shazam, man. I'm like, yo, what is this? And he Shazams it. I look it up. I'm riding home and I'm singing it. I'm like, what? And I'm going to read to you some of the lyrics. The lyrics, part of the lyrics says, baby, everything you are is everything I need. You are everything I need. And then later on in the song, she says, I used to question who I was, but now I see the answer is in your eyes. This is Skylar Grey, everything I need. So that first lyric, though, it said, baby, everything you are is everything I need. You are everything I need. How do you feel about putting your worth or putting your full-on expectancy, like, God, like I call it God-like expectations on a spouse? So how do you feel about that lyric? When I heard it, so I was like, huh?
Yeah, so let me go back. When you first sent me this song, he sent me the song. He was like, oh, you know, take a listen to this or whatever. Tell me how you feel about the lyrics. Honestly, when I didn't read it and listen to it, when I just heard the song, it seemed harmless. Like when I first heard it, I was like, oh, this is cute. Cute little song. You know what I'm saying? I think it's cute. A little vibe. Yeah, a little vibe.
That's
everything is a little vibe.
Everything's a little vibe. It's not a lot vibe. It's a little vibe. So.
But yeah, when I listened to it, I was like, okay. You know, it seemed pretty harmless. So I had to listen to it a couple times in order to, like, you know, actually take in what the words were saying. And then I looked at the lyrics while I listened to it. And at first, like I said, it seemed harmless. But then I was like, okay, I see where he's coming from. I see what that's about. So this is a topic that I know a little bit too much about as far as making someone your everything and like putting all of your worth and investments and everything into them. That's something that I struggle with in the past and that I still have to like keep myself aware of. I'm not going to go into the whole thing because I'm not messy and you know what I'm saying? So yeah, this is something I know too much about. And I can say right now it is unhealthy. It is so unhealthy to put like everything that you are into somebody who is fallible, who can fail you, who will make mistakes, who doesn't know you, you know, in all the ways that anyone, like, look, we gotta face it. You're never gonna know every single thing about a person. You know, like a lot of movies and TV shows and media, they paint these pictures that, you know, you're my everything and I'm gonna know everything about you and every single secret and every single thing you've been through. And to be honest, that's not true. Like you can be married and not know stuff about. You know,
and I think it's a lot of times too because a lot of those movies and shows are secular, so there's no God in the picture.
Right.
So because there's no God in the picture, I can only look to my what's this horizontal? Horizontal. I'll only look to the horizontal relationship that I have with somebody else, but not the vertical.
Right.
So
that's a great point. I know even like with my parents, there's sometimes where even in like harmless stuff, my mom will say, oh, I didn't know that about you. They've been married for like over like 25 years, you know, so there's stuff that she'll be like, I didn't even know that about you or whatever. So putting all of your existence into somebody who doesn't even know you as well as God knows you because he made you is it's a dub. Don't do it. You'll get hurt. Like that's just one thing I know for sure and from experience. You'll get hurt because you're expecting them to be something that they were never created to be. Like we were never created to be a total, you know, source for somebody. So I think with stuff like that, it does seem harmless, and that's like sometimes the dangers, especially in music, depending on like how it sounds or how they're singing the words. Sometimes it doesn't even seem like that big of a deal, but like Drew said, and what this segment is about, we're really just encouraging you guys to put those lyrics under the microscope and kind of x-ray them and see, okay, what is actually being said here? Or like, is this something that I want to speak over my life? Because like I said, when I first heard it, it was kind of harmless and dreamy, and I was like, oh,
like you can just ride off the sunset. And that's how they get you. That's how they get you. They make all these songs that are, you know, that are vibes, and you're talking about killing somebody, and that's all you need to make a good song, and then you're just giving the wrong messages out. So I'm a big proponent of clean music or clean entertainment, clean music, or that puts out good music, that puts out life, puts out hope and stuff like that. Because you don't want to meditate, because you know the whole verse, and you're like, man, I'm talking about killing myself.
Right. And
then 3 years later, you might, you know what I'm saying, have dealt with issues with suicide, and it's because you listen to the wrong type of music. Like I used to cuss a whole lot, like 2 years ago. But one of the reasons why I stopped cussing a whole lot was because of the music I was listening to. I listened to a lot of music with cussing. I didn't listen to the radio, so I didn't listen to no clean records. So because of that,
And I feel like even like, because this is kind of a touchy subject, even with music that's not necessarily Christian, because you have a lot of people now that are doing like inspirational music or like music that's like not gospel, but it's not Christian, but it's not you know, secular. It's just like music. Even that gray area, if you find an artist that you like that just kind of sings positivity or sings about positivity or just sings positive music, even still, we're just encouraging you to like actually listen to what they're saying, because you don't know like what they were going through at the time, like when they wrote it, and just what it's about. So yeah.
My thoughts with the whole song was, when I first heard it, I'm like, okay, it's a little vibe. But then I started listening to it, and I'm just like, I remember hearing messages about like a couple years ago about like putting God-like expectations on people. And the reason why a lot of people break up is because they're putting a lot of God-like, they're putting, you're my world. And because you're my world, I'm going to stress you out, and then we're going to end up breaking up. But it's just like, if God's your world, if God has your whole world, he's the only one with the capacity, the breadth, the length, the depth to hold each and every one of us.
Come on.
He's trying to get now. But he's the only one that can hold all of us completely. He's the only one that has that bandwidth to hold all of us completely. So with that being said, we need to put our trust in him and put our expectations on him and have human-like, because she could fail me. Humans can fail me, and we shouldn't be trusting in the humans. We should be trusting in God. So when I heard that, I'm like, okay, it's cool. But then it's just like, then she was like, I see everything that I am in your eyes. I'm like, so I see
that's a lot of expectations.
That boy must got some shiny eyes, man. Like,
his eyes ain't that shiny.
Like some bright blue eyes, like, or something, like crystal ball, something. I don't know what it is, but it's just like putting all of that in that person. Like, y'all can see myself. I can see who I'm supposed to be in your eyes. Like, that's not right.
And a lot of that stuff sounds good. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Bae was like, I see myself in your eyes. I was like, you know.
Yeah, like,
you already
like,
know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But even that, like, I've been on the opposite end where someone made me like a god to them. And that is terribly empowering. Like, it feels good to know that someone wants you like that. But at the same time, it is so stressful because you can't keep up. Yeah. Like you said, you're not even built with that capacity to serve somebody in that way. So pretty much all I was saying was you cannot be somebody's everything. Like, it's just not going to work out. And I feel like if you're on the opposite end of that, you shouldn't try to receive fulfillment off of that. Like, your purpose comes from God. And like I said, even married couples and stuff like that, just make sure that you're not investing all of you into someone, even if it's the person that's for you, that God has for you. Yeah, it still doesn't matter. Your everything does not belong in that person. And I feel like that should be another show topic, because like, there's a lot of areas that I feel like our generation like does that, not just in like harmless stuff with music too. Because like, I'm sure I don't know. I'm assuming she wasn't trying to make it that deep. Yeah, she was. But
and that's how the kitchen.
That's the thing. Like, she could have just been saying that as, you know,
like a cute gesture.
Yeah, or like how somebody made her feel, right? Yeah. But we're just encouraging you guys to like take it up a level in what you're meditating on. You know, some songs, we was talking about this not too long ago. It's some songs that I feel like you can listen to every now and again. Yeah. Like, it's cool. Even Christian songs, like, you can listen to every now and again. Yeah. But if that's like the total, like, all of what you intake, you gotta watch it.
You want me to start off, or so you gotta introduce the section.
This is my segment. Honestly. So this one is another segment that we're going to be doing moving forward called Word of the Week. And pretty much it's whatever me or Drew have on our hearts that we want to tell you guys, whether it's an update about our life, how my edges was snatched, how Drew took a girl to Olive Garden, because we will be updating you guys. Dog.
That's crazy.
I mean, that's my job. I'm the sis. That's what I do. But so this is Word of the Week, where we pretty much just talk about, you know, whatever it is that's on our heart. My word of the week is just keep the hustle. Like, keep grinding. Don't stop just because, you know, like, things don't really work out, or let's say you are not even off to a good start in the new year, because I know that's like a theme. Like, everybody's like, new year, new me.
It's like what, sixth day in the new year?
It was six. Yeah. So like, I know there's a lot of pressure to have your stuff together. Like, there just is all the time. And pretty much I try not to like fall into that pressure. I try to just stay in my own lane, focus on what I'm doing, you know. So my word of the week to you guys is just don't like give into having to do things just because like either everybody's doing it, or because, you know, if things aren't working out. Like if it's not working out but you want to do it, just keep with it. Like it's fine. It's gonna work out in the end. Just make sure you have a plan. Make sure you think ahead. But if you're doing all that you can and it's still not working out, like just chill. Just chill. I have to tell myself all the time, just chill out.
Yeah, and then too, like rest. Like I know that's one thing she's been dealing with me about, because
Drew don't sleep.
I know. I sleep, rest. But I just rest during the day is the problem. So resting in my faith in Christ is the problem for me. And that's a big proponent of what I learned going into the new year, is just learning about resting, like having people accountable to help me to say, hey, have you been resting? She saw me 2 days ago. Like, have you been resting?
Did you sleep?
Did you sleep? And I'm like, yeah, I don't like it though. So I'm being honest. God wants you to be honest. I don't like, you know what I'm saying? But it's just like rest, that he has the position for you. He has the situation. He has the job, everything for you. But my word of the week, word of advice, word of the week, whatever, is basically watch the value that you put on friends. One of the biggest things that I learned going into the new year, or that from my past years, is how much value I put on calling somebody a friend. Like, we use that word too loosely.
You better preach.
We use that word too loosely. We call people bro, sis, fam, brother, all the stuff like that. Like, oh, we're friends. And it's just like, I had to take back my calling people friends. I had to take back that and reaffirm how and reevaluate how and who I was using that on, and then choose who I was using that on, because we use that word too loosely, and when we use that word too loosely, somebody get hurt. Right. So, and in that case, and in times past, that was me. And it's just like, for this new year, make sure that you guys are putting the right value on friends. Make sure you guys are evaluating who is in your circle, because you don't want not even no broke people, but no people that are just bad for you. And that's broke too. That's broke too. Broke emotionally, broke spiritually. Ooh, that's a word.
Broke everything. Broke edges.
Yeah. Shit, she go these edges. But yeah, so you know what I mean? Broke, that you can be broke emotionally, physically, spiritually, and you don't want those people in your life, because they will try to drain you.
I feel like we don't give people time to, how can I say it? Prove themselves to be our friend, like to be a real friend. Like even like me and Drew, like you can tell certain connections are just good chemistry, or just like, oh, this is a good person to have in my life, even if it's for a season, which you know, you got to be the judge of that, you know, pretty much. But we don't give people either time to prove themselves, or you know, to actually show like, hey, they're actually a friend to me, you know. So I definitely agree with Drew. Just like, watch people's energy. Watch how they treat their other friends. If they are doing shady stuff to their other friends, they gonna do the same thing to you. Like, let them go.
Like, if they talk behind their friends back,
they talk about yours. You up here watching this video and they is talking about you. Like, don't fall for it.
I want to out somebody but they're probably gonna be watching this video, so I'm not going to, because that just made think of somebody I know.
Drew has a shade ministry going.
No, I didn't think of somebody I know, but I'm like, they might be watching. Spirit. So but you got if they're talking about you, about somebody else behind their back and talking to you about it, don't trust them with nothing, bro. They can't hold weight. 2019, we're picking new friendships. Yes. New friends.
Or either
friends. Yeah. Not the trick. No, new friends. New friends.
New friends. New friends. We're picking new friends. And if you're not picking new friends and you're rocking with the same people, just making sure that they're proving themselves. Yeah. Pretty much. So.
That was Shaping the Culture, episode 1.
It's lit out here.
It's lit.
We did our first episode.
Episode 1. So where can they find you on social media?
Okay.
For both of us.
This is where you can find me. I'm always on Instagram, pretty much. To keep up with your girl, follow me on Instagram at Malaika Denise. Follow me on Twitter at Malaika Denise. And that's pretty much.
She got a website.
Oh yeah.
This is me. You got she got
okay, so I have a makeup page also, which is linked on my Instagram. You can look at it. I'm like kind of shy about introducing it because it's still new. But I have a makeup page as well. And then my website is just malaikadenise.com. If you couldn't tell, my name is Malaika Denise. There you go.
And then for me, you know, wherever you Drew, I have a YouTube, so this is probably gonna be on my YouTube channel as well. Separate my personal YouTube channel. You could just type in my name, Drew Moves on YouTube, and it's wherever you Drew on Instagram. I also have a podcast called the Introducing Jesus Podcast. A whole lot of new stuff. 10 episodes in. It's on SoundCloud. It's on Apple Music. Type in Introducing Jesus, Drew Moves on. So yeah.
Thank you guys for watching.
Until next time.
Gang gang. Look, we need